Yes.
Why?
Okay, so shall we start with the prayer?
Yep.
Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru
Guru.
Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave
Correct.
Namaha अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वसुदेवं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं सहना भवतु भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So good morning, good day, and welcome to another session of Dharma Kshetra. And happily Megha has a story to tell about what, Megha?
About the verse.
Above the verse
About the world.
2
And 18.
and 80.
18.
18 verse and 22.
Which chapter?
5.
5.
All right. Carry on. You put on your video. Oh, ready for school. Okay, tell us your story.
The Zen Master. Have I told this story once?
What is that about? Repeat.
Master.
Tailor master. I'm not able to hear you
The
properly.
Zen Master.
Zen master. Oh, no. We
The
haven't.
Zen Master.
Got it. No, carry on. Please tell us.
There was an old man,
Then
old Zen Master, who lived in a simple life in a hut in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
One night, a thief broke into the hut while the Zen master was away. However, the Zen master owned very few possessions. Thus, the thief found nothing to steal. At that moment, the Zen master returned home. Upon seeing the thief in the house, he said, "You have walked so far to get me. I would hate for you to return home with nothing." So the Zen master gave all his clothes and little money that he had to the man. The thief was shocked, but he confusedly took them all and left. Afterwards, the Zen master sat outside and gazed at the moon. "Poor man," he said to himself, "I wish I could give him the glorious moon." Moral: a person who has a lower level of consciousness is always
preoccupied.
preoccupied with material possessions. But once your consciousness expands, you start to think beyond the material life. You become richer from within as you start to realize at all the magical things that surround you and the power in the mere fact that you exist. The Zen master in the above story do not delight in material possessions, as he is wise and knows that the enjoyments that are born of contacts are only generators of pain, or for they have a beginning and an end. This story is related to chapter 5, verse 22. It is also related to verse 18, as the Zen master doesn't look down upon the thief, as he is a truly learned person endowed with spiritual knowledge, and sees the thief as an eternal soul, and hence views everyone with an equal eye.
Wow, so nice. Very nice. How was the story, people? Hmm.
Very nice.
Very nice, no?
Mhm.
So, Megha, what will you do when a thief, if I hope he doesn't come, but if he comes, what will you give him? Will you give him something?
Never.
Huh? Tell. I'm interested.
We'll take sticks and run him out of the house.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's what you need to do when an actual thief comes to your house. Please don't give him anything, give him to the police. But what a beautiful moral that is, isn't it? Don't
Yes.
run after material things, don't get attached. You can have material things, but don't be too attached. Very beautiful message. And another message was, when your mind is on the starts becoming more and more refined, you think of higher things. Oh, I wish I could give him the moon, like that. Very beautiful message. Thank you so much, Megha. Very nice. All right, so we are on chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, which is Dhyana Yoga. So, very interesting chapter. Let us see what we can learn from this chapter. First and foremost, how many of you do dhyana and how many of you feel that it's difficult? Does anyone do, even if it's irregular or even if it's for a small time? What is your experience of meditation?
I was initiated way back in transcendental meditation
Oh,
from my, because I did my master's from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi thing.
wow.
So I've been initiated, and that's how they taught us way back TM.
Mm.
This is talking about 97.
Wow. Yeah, that was a big thing
Yeah.
then, Mahesh Yogi.
Yeah, back then, yeah, Mahesh Yogi, right? Like so we were doing 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. It kind of brought us, and in the house also, every time mom and everyone does it.
I've been
So
really small, no? Little.
yeah.
Ah,
And
wonderful.
it kind of, those days when they taught us, they said it's stress for management because you're into management positions and everything. But now it helps us overall, our being itself. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Mhm.
Nice. So, what about anyone else? What is your feeling about dhyana? It's hard, it's boring, it's difficult, whatever it is.
So I do, as part of my music practice every day, I do this Omkaram chanting at the level of the Shadjam 21 times.
Okay.
That, initially, even now, a few days I lose count. My mind goes elsewhere, but after that practice, I'm calmer than before.
So
In the day.
loud chanting, is it?
Yes, the loud chanting with the Shruti box. That helps me a lot, actually. The 21 Omkaras, it helps my music also, and it helps me stay calm.
How long does it take?
There's much more to it. The whole thing takes about 25 minutes.
Oh.
The part of it is the 21 Omkara chanting. So I do the sustained singing of all the swaras in the lower octaves and the higher octaves. So that takes, the whole process takes about 25 minutes.
So you
But
have-
it
It is
helps
a
me.
dhyana routine only.
Yeah, has to be done.
Very good. Beautiful. Lovely. Anyone else? Kamala?
Ma'am,
Yes.
rarely I'll be able to concentrate, ma'am.
Who is talking?
It's Deepa.
Deepa. Okay. Rarely it's, yeah. To concentrate
It
is
doesn't
hard.
happen all the time. Very rarely does it happen.
Okay. All right.
So,
Okay.
my experience is like earlier, I used to sit and do this meditation in the way of breathing technique only. So, after attending this Vedanta class, no, there is a meaning of how to sit. What is the purpose of doing that? No, without that gyan, we cannot do that. That I understood after this class, and like Prabhuji used to say that you need to know, you need to be aware and alert always on whatever you do. So earlier it was like restlessness only, and I slowly to be relax myself and sit and be alert. I'm trying to do this. I have not achieved it yet. I'm trying. I know when some thought comes, I'm able to understand immediately. No, I should stay on to this. Okay.
That's very good, no? Very good.
So I feel little progress, but Prabhuji also told, no, there are many indications when you are progressing. So slowly only it will happen, I think, Purnimaji.
Correct. Correct. Very correct. Very nice. So yes, all of us would have experimented. The first thing actually we attack when we are on the spiritual path is dhyana. Yes or no? First thing we say, okay, now I should become a meditator. That's the hardest thing to do. Why? Because we don't know why we are meditating. We don't know how to meditate. We don't know the purpose. We don't know the end goal of why it should be done. So that's really the hardest thing to do. Dhyana is not at all easy. I mean, it is supposed to be natural and spontaneous, but it's not. Why? That is why in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Dhyana is the seventh limb of the eighth limb of the Ashtanga Yoga. Dhyana is the seventh. Why isn't it the first? Because it requires a lot of mental preparation. Mental and physical preparation is needed to launch into dhyana. Whereas for bhakti, there is no preparation. Immediately, right now, I can start bhakti. There is no instruction. Just turn to offer yourself to Lord Ashte. That's all. Bhakti is so simple. And then karma yoga also doesn't require any more instructions. Just do everything as a worship to the Lord. That's it. But whereas dhyana requires so much instruction, so much practice, so many things are loaded in this, packed into this little thing called dhyana. But it is very, very essential. So what is we know many methods and techniques of dhyana, we know. What are the benefits of dhyana? Anyone? Benefits of meditation? Just share one point each. Someone said, Anu said what? Calmness. Sneha said calm. Anu said, I don't know what she said.
It kinds of calms and focuses concentration.
Focus, calmness. Sneha also said calmness. Kamla, what? Huh?
Feel very relaxed.
Relaxation. Okay.
Yes.
Then
Concentration. Yeah,
focus, concentration. Correct. Padmaja. Dhyana.
You will not be flustered so easily. If you are doing dhyana, you will be steady.
Steadiness. You'll achieve some sort of stability is achieved. Correct. Samadhana.
Actually, if you regularly do dhyana, the perception levels will increase.
Huh.
Levels of perception will increase, dramatically.
Hmm.
Your observation skills, those kind of things which are required, in the life, worldly life,
Hmm.
will be much better than what you are before.
Hmm. You're right. Correct. You will become sharper. Perception skills are refined. They'll become more sharp. Yeah, correct. Very correct. Nirmala, you were saying something, adding.
You can, the moment you see a person, you can see him that this fellow is doing dhyana,
Hmm.
because he will be poised
Hmm.
in his behavior.
Hmm.
There will be some sort of a peace which will emanate through him.
Hmm.
And believe it or not, you come in contact with people like that, you yourself will feel little peaceful after that.
Correct. Correct. So you see the picture of a Buddha, and automatically the picture of a Buddha evokes that kind of peace inside you also, no? That
Yes.
calmness in the face, the light smile, the half closed eyes, and all that. So beautiful. So yes, dhyana is definitely it is not overrated. I used to think it is overrated, but surely it is not. There is a lot to say about dhyana, and that's why we have an entire chapter dedicated by Krishna to dhyana. But strangely, here in this chapter, Krishna doesn't straight away begin with dhyana at all. We are going to see that he again begins with karma yoga. See, again, why is that dhyana the seventh limb of the Ashtanga yoga? Because the mind requires preparation. A degree of calmness should already be there for me to get into meditation. I want to become calm, so I meditate. That is fine. But to meditate also, you need to at least, bring your mind to a certain level to get into meditation. That is why the karma yoga and the bhakti yoga and all that are preparatory exercises to get into dhyana in the first place, isn't it? So let us see what we have in this first shloka of dhyana.
Ma'am,
Dhyana
what
yoga.
can be done to improve the concentration?
What did you say?
What can be done to improve the concentration?
Whatever you're doing now, for children or for adults or for everyone? For all of us.
For everyone. Children are able to concentrate, ma'am.
Mm.
When it comes to children, they are good at it.
Adults only. We have too many worries, too many
Um,
issues to think
because
about.
they are not so much conditioned as we are, they are able to concentrate.
And condition is also, and they have very little to do. No, see, that's also, see, let us not be too harsh about ourselves, the adults. We have got so many issues to take care of, Alva, isn't it? Children don't have so many things on their plate. That's why they are naturally happy and contented, and they just whatever you tell them to do some work, they will do, and all that is fine. For us, what are we doing? Same thing. What Krishna has been telling Arjuna from the very beginning. What has he said in the last 5 chapters? What has he told Arjuna in the last 5 chapters? That is what we need to do. He said first he gave the highest jnana, that you are not limited body and mind. You are the Atman itself. You are Brahman. So don't worry about your little self. Number 1. Right?
Yeah.
Next, what did he say? Next, what did he say?
Next, to do the karma,
Ah,
leave the fruits to him.
Ashte. Do your duty and leave the fruits to him. But don't be lazy. Don't give up karma also. You have to do your duties. Why? Then he spoke about dharma. He spoke about swadharma. He said, if you abandon the war and run away, you are foolish. That's not the thing to be done. That was all. That teaching was also given. The teaching of karma is there. So whatever we do through the day, try to do it in the this thing of surrender. Number two, let us not abandon our duties. Let us do our duties because it is prescribed by the Lord and it is prescribed by my family and my society. Everything. I have something to do and I have to do it. Karma aito, dharma aito. Then bhakti. Do it with the spirit of worship. When we are, when all this jnana is there, when I'm doing my work, automatically the focus comes. That's it. See, when you are selecting this story for Megha, you had to you dedicated some time towards thinking about it, thinking of what verse is there, what the verse is implying, and then you have to look for it. All that is without focus. How can you do, Deepa?
Yes.
See, what do you want? In fact, if you are asking, I want focus. What exactly are you aiming at? You want to sit in dhyana and you want to go into samadhi. Is that right? Is that what you want to do?
Out of the month, hardly find 1 or 2 days that I can focus throughout. Otherwise, for some time it would be there. And the other times it wouldn't be. Most of the times it happens that I find I'm not able to concentrate. So
Concentrate on what?
concentrate on myself, on
Okay. On yourself.
yeah.
Okay, not really sitting in one place and meditating. That's not you're saying. That's not what you're asking.
No, sitting in one place and meditating itself, ma'am.
That is why, see, that is the whole point. It is very difficult to just sit and meditate in one place for a gruhastha. This is what the very first shloka. Let us come to this shloka on this dhyana. Beautiful. I'm so happy that Krishna is addressing your problem in this shloka. Right now he is addressing. You know what he's saying? Let us stand. Dhyana, yoga, 6th chapter, shloka number 1. This is exactly what he is telling us. Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha na nirna cha kriyaha. Once more. Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnirna cha kriyaha. Okay, Deepa, you chant now. And all of us will chant.
Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niragnirna cha kriyaha.
Yes. Okay. Next. Nirmala.
Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnirna chakriyaha.
Yes. Padmaja.
Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi cha yogi cha naniragnirna chakriya.
Very good. Suma, I'm calling out people as they appear on my screen. Yeah.
अनाश्नितः कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निर्न चाक्रियः.
Yes. Indra.
अनाश्रित कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very good. Anu.
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very good. Sneha.
Yes. अनाश्रितः कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very good. Kamala?
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very good. Pragati? Welcome back, Pragati. You're back in the US.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, carry on.
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स
Hmm.
सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्चाक्रियः.
Very good. Ramamani?
Okay. Yes. अनाश्रितः कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very good. Anyone else you want to chant? You're welcome. So this is so beautiful. Look at this. There is the answer to Deepa's problem in life. Krishna is straight away telling us those who perform prescribed duties without desiring the results of their actions, they are the actual sannyasis and the yogis, and not those who have merely stopped performing sacrifices such as the Agnihotra Yajna or the abandoned bodily activities. So what he's actually saying is the Gruhasthas who are engaged in their duties, they are the yogis. Actually, how are we doing our work? After reading the Gita, we are doing with the spirit of surrender, we are doing with the spirit of worship, we are doing with the spirit of karma yoga and bhakti yoga, and we are performing dharma. You remember the story of Dharma Vyadha, what we had, narrated? Huh? We are just doing whatever is on our plate, we are tackling it. So, we are the real yogis and sannyasis, rather than one who has left all this and gone off to the Himalayas, abandoned the family for whatever reason, and in search of truth, and gone somewhere or to Rishikesh or somewhere and sitting and doing dhyana. That is not the point here. That is, see Deepa, there you are. Krishna is telling, don't do any of that. It is not necessary. You understand?
Yeah.
If you are in the family and you're doing whatever it takes to keep your house going, and you're doing your duty, you're responsible for so many people around you, isn't it, Deepa?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that is what he's doing. Just do it. Just anashritaha karma phalam. That is the key here. Do not expect rewards for it. Just do it as a duty towards God, is what he's saying. Anashritaha karma phalam. Karma phalam, results of action. Anashritaha. Don't depend on the results of your actions. And karyam. What is this karyam? Obligatory work, which is I am born into it. I have a family, I have a husband, children, I have in-laws, I have friends, I have society. See, my duty to society is there, and my duty to myself, which you are doing. You are attending these classes, you are attending the AVSC sessions. You said, I don't have time for myself. That is not true, Deepa. You're giving time for yourself also. By listening to the talks, by preparing for your Vedanta class, by preparing for Bhagavad Gita class, you are giving time to yourself. So he's saying you don't have to sit with closed eyes. That is not the only thing here. So you're doing all this. Obligatory works you are doing. Karyam, obligatory karma. Karma karyam, obligatory work. And those who do that without desires of actions, they are the real sannyasis. And not those who outwardly they have the signs of a sannyasi, of wearing saffron and all that. Prabhuji keeps joking about it. Having a big beard or putting a big vibhuti and always sitting with closed eyes. No, that is not the sannyasi that we are talking about here. That is not the sannyasa that Krishna recommends Arjuna. Otherwise, why will Krishna recommend, give this bodhana in the Kurukshetra, in the middle of a battlefield? Can Arjuna sit and meditate there? No, we are all in our battlefields only. We are all in Kurukshetra only. This is not the time to shut your eyes and go into samadhi. That is not what Krishna is advising Arjuna, isn't it, Deepa?
Yeah.
Yes.
There are four ashrams.
Yes, Nirmala. Four ashramas.
Brahmacharya ashram,
Mm,
Grihastha ashram,
mm,
Vanaprastha ashram,
mm.
Sannyasa ashram.
Correct.
Brahmacharya ashram, the children are too young. So they are dependent on the Grihastha. Vanaprastha ashram also in the modern times, they are in the house. So who has to take care? The Grihastha has to take care. Sannyasi, he goes for Bhiksha. Where does he go to Bhiksha? He comes to
Grihastha only.
Grihastha only. So the Grihastha is a real giver.
Yes.
The whole edifice is dependent on that Grihastha.
Correct. He supports the entire system of monkhood. Sannyasa.
Every hood, bachelorhood, yes. Old age hood, yes.
Age hood, yes. Absolutely. Correct. So beautiful. That's right.
Worker ant.
Grihastha is the worker ant. Correct. Very well said. But such a wonderful point. So without the Grihastha being like a busy bee, from morning till evening, our calendars are full. Okay. So we are very much the support system for the entire, all the other ashramas, we are the support. So let's give ourselves a thumbs up.
And the one thing Krishna is expecting us to do is not cry over our plight. I am the one who has to support all the people. I have to do everything.
Privilege.
Do it happily. That is what is expected. That is the mental sannyasa we should prepare.
Mental sannyasa, tyagi. That's the mental sannyasa. Yes. That is the mental sannyasa. Why am I struggling? Why do I have to do so many things? Oh, I wish it's fine. I mean, it's fine to get tired. It's fine to take a break. Nothing is, see, there is nothing that don't feel guilty about anything. That is the bottom line. It's perfectly all right. Because no matter how much how much badly I want to take a break today, I might take a break for one day. Next day, I will be back at my post like a soldier. I'll be in front of my gas and cooking for my family. Yes, Nirmala.
So, why is he teaching dhyana is to stabilize ourselves. So, a surgeon has to do an operation continuously for 14 hours, 18 hours and all. How does he do it? Have learned the technique of power nap.
Yes.
In between their work, they will just sit down for 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, they will just relax. They have learned to take the full force of the universal energy into them in 10 minutes and they are back in the operation theater.
Perfect.
So when we are feeling very tired, very unhappy, very sad, you don't have to complain, you don't have to cry. Just sit down, close your eyes, just relax, take a power nap, and you will be energized and you can be back on the ground.
Very good. Yes. Sit for 10 minutes, close your eyes and do whatever. Even if you want to watch a movie for the 10 minutes, that's also good. That will also relax me. Not a problem. Whatever takes my mind away from my problems is relaxation. That is very valid. And then, I just wanted to say something else. Yeah. Okay. So the purpose of dhyana is, does it give me moksha? What do you think, people? Do we have the, are we under the impression that sitting in meditation, going to samadhi will give me liberation? Is that correct?
No.
No?
No.
No, ma'am. No, it won't. So what's the purpose? Like all of us just recalled, it is for focus, it's for concentration, it's for clearing the vasanas. It's like dry cleaning every day.
No, it is for energizing. Why do you charge your phone battery?
Why do you charge your phone battery? Correct.
Yes, we are charging ourselves. What does the psychiatrist do? When you are saying I'm sleepless, I don't have energy, I'm not well, he's crying away. And the psychiatrist, he gives a tablet. What does the tablet do? He makes him go to sleep. And what does the sleep do? Automatically connects you to that universal energy.
Yes.
You close your eyes and sit. You don't have to do anything. You immediately connect yourself to the universal energy. And then you are energized. Then you are back.
Yes. How does it energize me? Because my mind and my senses are always running about in the world and doing hundreds of things. So it is dyed in the colors of the world. The vasanas are very, very sticky. The vasanas are sticky. My nose, my eyes, all the sensor organs and the mind is dyed in the colors of the world, because it's holy. I'm talking in the terms of colors. Holy is coming. So what I have to do, just like I wash my dirty clothes every day, I have to wash my mind. I have to dip my mind in detergent and clean it. This dhyana is a way of dry cleaning my mind. Just drop all the things I have been doing. Just take the mind away from this busyness. That's what it takes. That's all, nothing more. Just take the mind away from all the things, that busy things that has been happening to me, and then merge with the pure consciousness. That will clean the mind. And you're ready for the next day. Yes, Nirmala?
A person has just lost her husband and she's crying away to glory. And suddenly, crying, she goes to sleep. In deep sleep, she is not aware of the fact that her husband has died, what has happened. She is rested. So this is our God's easy way of, coming, is the mother. During the deep sleep, he says, come, go to sleep, my dear. I will relax you. You be off your senses, off your mind. You don't have the body consciousness. And then you are totally relaxed.
Correct.
Meditation is deep sleep when you are awake. Jagrat Sushupti, it's called.
Jagrat Sushupti, correct. When you're awake, deliberately making an effort to get away from the busyness or the problems of the mind is meditation. That's all. That's all. No, it's a huge thing. It's not that's all. It's everything, actually. And that's the whole point of it all. Why? Again, coming back to why should the mind be clear? Because to engage in Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, what else is there to do in life? So your mind is now calm and quiet and all that. What do I do next? More of the same things? No. There's much more with yourself that you have to do, which is engage in this pursuit of jnana. That is why we are all here. That is why I need the focus. We know very well that I need focus to succeed in daily life, to do my whatever work I do. After a while, all that work becomes mechanical. It might not need too much focus. But I need focus now at this point of life to engage in the path of jnana. Because without a clear mind, it is very difficult for all these truths to go inside into the subconscious and become a vasana. See, this has to become the vasana now. We have got so many vasanas which have gone inside and messed up. That is why when I close my eyes and sit, all sorts of garbage will come out. Garbage. In fact, it is Sridhara Swami is a great commentator on this Gita, and he says, Prachina karma vasanas are there. Prachina, ancient. We don't know how many lifetimes ago those vasanas are daba ke rakha hai andar. It is scary if you think of it. We don't think beyond the superficial. But if you go if you listen, what happens when you do dhyana, try to do dhyana, is you understand that I am full of garbage. Number one, the mind is full of garbage. Don't take it seriously. Just throw it out. No?
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yes, please, waiting.
So, one lady is afraid of water. And she goes to the psychiatrist. He puts her under hypnosis, and he is taking her back. In the times of Mohenjo-daro, this person has fallen and drowned in the water. That is the thing which is coming even till now. She's afraid of water.
Scary. The very thought is scary. Forget about water. So that is how much garbage we carry inside. And that is why the more and more the mind is dipped in this, antiseptic water called the self. When you go back to the self, all these vasanas are removed. It's dry cleaning of the mind, nothing else. So that they don't come up and bother me again. That is the purpose of dhyana. And so what will I do with this beautiful clear mind? I'll go into dhyana. I will dip my mind into this Shravana Manana Nidhyasana of what is my true nature, and I'll rewrite all those vasanas, old vasanas which are bothering me, and I will fill them up with the new vasana of this Vedanta Jnana, which is given by the Guru Parampara, Narayana Samarambhat, Sadashiva Samarambhat. Sri Krishna himself has given us all this beautiful knowledge. So I rewrite all the old vasanas with the new ones. And so beautiful. Then when I sit with dhyana, all these vasanas only will come up. How wonderful is that? So in this, there is that matrix I want to just quickly recall. See, you can say, okay, I have been listening to Vedanta for however long it is. Yet we are in this age of instant gratification, instant coffee, instant noodles, whatever, everything we want very instant. We want it immediately. But Vedanta, how much ever you listen to it, we say in Kannada, nai bala donku. When it comes to our day-to-day activity, day-to-day life, we might slip and again go back to our old ways of reaction rather than response. Is that a problem with us? I mean, are we able to be established in this jnana all the time of my true nature all the time? And like that Zen master, am I able to look at the robber with a kind eye? I might drive him away with a stick, but won't I get angry sometimes that, the world has wronged me, or my people are taking me for granted? All these things might happen, which happens. So why is that happening is, the Vedanta says, the basic problem of the human mind is mala. Mala is, it is dirty because of the vasanas that we talked about. So what is the remedy for chitta mala? Chitta shuddhi is the remedy. So how do I do chitta shuddhi? Do karma yoga. That is what Krishna recommends Arjuna and all of us. So karma yoga is the first thing, because the karma we are doing anyway. It is nothing new. Just add the yoga part to it. That's all. So when I do all my work with the spirit of surrender and spirit of worship, karma becomes karma yoga. And the chitta mala will reduce. Number one. After the chitta mala reduces, the second problem is still to be tackled. What is the second issue? Chitta vikshepa. Vikshepa means distraction. I cannot concentrate on one work at a time. I need to do 100 things. See, this multitasking is very much overrated in modern times. It is not. The traditional wisdom says, do one thing at a time and that done well. Isn't it? We have forgotten that. Now we are into multitasking, which is fine, which is for various reasons we have to do it. But that vikshepa, that distraction is the bane of our existence. How to focus? I think most of us express that it is very hard to focus. So this chitta vikshepa is tackled with dhyana. That is why dhyana is necessary. Chitta vikshepa is necessary. Dhyana, it can tackle. Meditation can give me a degree of focus and calmness. And then the third one is, after Chittamala is gone, after Chitta Vikshepa is gone, the Ajnana has to be tackled. The Ajnana is, I don't know my true nature, for which the Ajnana is tackled with a clear mind and a calm mind. I go for Jnana. So we are doing everything simultaneously here. There is no hard and fast rule. There is no, there is nowhere you can break all this into three things. So we are doing all this together, and we do all this together. What happens is I become a adhikari to receive this knowledge from Sri Krishna. The adhikaritva has to come. Otherwise, I can listen to 100 discourses and nothing will change in my life. So with all this, the adhikaratva comes. That is the importance of all the yogas. Jnana, karma, bhakti, dhyana, everything is very important. Yes,
To
Nirmala.
become an IAS officer, what do? You write the IAS exam.
Yeah.
Okay. For writing the IAS exam, what you have to do? You have to be qualified this, and then you have to write the exam. Like that, to learn this, to come to this path, you have to have basic qualities of being kind, focused,
correct,
interested, all this.
Yes.
That is a qualification.
Correct. Very nice. So we can do the next verse also because it's on the same lines. Kamala wants to say something.
Yeah, Purnimaji, I'm not able to understand this adhikaratva.
Adhikari. See, adhikari is, we are all adhikaris now. Your adhikari is what? You are the
qualification.
Qualification. You have the qualification.
That is why I gave this example. The qualification you require. Okay. When can you go to college? After you finish your 12th.
Yes.
When can you go for your PhD? After you finish your college and masters.
Yes.
Like that, after you are, Shamadama, Shat Sampati, then, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Sat Shakti, and Mumukshatva you have, then you are qualified for this jnana. So all this is the qualification we have to collect on the way before we fully launch.
Correct. Got it, no, Kamala?
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Yeah. And so one more, we forgot to tackle one more aspect of this shloka. He says, a sannyasi is not one who has necessarily given up his, his family and gone off and joined an ashram. So there's a very nice joke regarding this, which I want to share. So apparently this is true. So there was a little young fellow who, in the spirit of great, he probably heard the Gita and he joined an ashram. And then in that ashram, they have got very strict rules of full silence, no talking. Okay, and you are allowed to talk once in 5 years, that too one word. So this monk went, young monk, for first 5 years he didn't say anything, and then after 5 years he was asked to say something. He went to the senior sannyasi and he sat in front of him and he said, yes, what do you want to say? Then the monk said, bed. Okay, what he meant to say was the bed is very hard. And then he went back. Next 5 years, he came back. One more word. What did he say? He said, hard. Poor thing. So he was still dwelling on the hard bed. His mind was still disturbed that the bed was very hard. And then, but he was allowed to say only one word. Then he came back of the next 5 years. And what he said, food. Next 5 years, he came back and said, cold. Okay. And the last, after 25 years, he came back and said, leaving. So, all through his sannyasa ashrama of 25 years, All he could think of was the bed was hard, the food was cold, and finally he wanted to leave. So what good is that kind of sannyasa, is what Krishna is saying here. The real sannyasi is one who is in the middle of the world, who is in the middle of the battlefield and doing his duties, and not one who is run away and thinking of the comforts of a cozy life. That's not happening. So there's this thing of Vidyabhushana Swamiji, no? Poor fellow. He came back, fortunately. He didn't wait for 25 years to say that I'm leaving. And he came back and he started, he got married and he got back into Grihastha Ashrama. We know about him, right?
Singer.
The singer from the Pejavar Matha. But you know what? It is actually not allowed in sannyasa ashrama. When they take the vows of sannyasa, they even do tarpana for themselves and go, Papa. They are not supposed to come back. Yes,
it was a lot of controversial.
It was controversial because unheard of. People will suffer. Hard bed, cold food, all that they will suffer and they will sit even though it's bothering them, Papa. But this man had the courage to come out of it.
Yeah. He was a very good, sannyas as well, from the nice matam, and a good singer.
Yes. Yes, Nirmala?
I want to tell a quick story. Narada came and told Narayana, I am your best devotee. All the time I am chanting Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Narayana says, no, in that village, there is one person. He is a better devotee than you are. He becomes very curious. He goes and sees there. That farmer gets up in the morning. He says, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Goes to sleep. He says, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. That is all he does. He comes back and fights with Vishnu. What? He's saying 6 times Narayana and you are, putting him greater than me. Then suddenly, oh, I forgot. I have a job for you. He gives a bowl of oil and he says, it's just brimming. It's just brimming. Anytime it will fall off. So he says, take this and go around the world and come without spilling it, please. So he brings it and then he gives it to Narayana. He says, I didn't spill at all. I safely brought it. How many times did you say Narayana while you are carrying it? Arey, you gave me such a difficult job. It is brimming, and if I say Narayana and all, it will spill. What you're saying like this? The farmer's life is like that. In spite of that, he says 6 times Narayana. Did you say? So, in spite of doing all the work, we are able to think of God and just meditate for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, you are a great.
Yes, very correct. So if not 10 minutes, just 1 minute, OMM, 1 minute meditation we can do. And quickly, there is one more tip I wanted to share that is given by Adi Shankara himself, which I found very interesting. He says, why when I close my eyes and I sit for meditation, all the thoughts I shouldn't be getting rise to the fore? Why does all the garbage come out? Why is my mind so distracted? Why is my mind so dirty? If I'm worried about such things, he says the root cause of distracted mind is desire, kama. Desire for what? For all sorts of things. I want to be a good meditator. That is also a desire. I want a calm mind. That is also a desire. That's also a sankalpa. He says the root cause of vikshepa, disturbance of the mind, is a desire. So the moment I sit, we know the story of the monkey. The guru tells, don't think of monkey when you sit for meditation. The monkey will come invariably. So he says, Shankara says, just remove that whole sankalpa business from your meditation itself. Sankalpa is that intention with which you sit. The basic intention is to sit, that is fine. But then when we sit with for example, I want my child to do well in exams. Wonderful, fine. But you said, let her get 90%, 95% marks. If you make the sankalpa and sit, that very desire is a problem. Because why? Krishna has said, you please do all your work with the spirit of dedication to me and don't worry about the results. You leave the results to me. So when I'm sitting with a sankalpa which is asking or asking God to do something for me, that itself is this thing in the mind. It's a movement in the mind, vritti in the mind, which distorts, which it takes me away from my self. Is what Shankara says. It's a very, very high goal. It's very difficult for us not to sit with hundreds of sankalpas, because even our shlokas, everywhere we say, let me ayur, arogya, aishwarya, abhivruddhi, let sankara, siddhirastu, all that we say as a matter of routine. And we want all that for ourselves and for the family and for society. We also play loka samasta sukhino bhavantu and all that we pray. But when I intensely sit with that desire, like all those Rakshasas who did a lot of tapas, it does nothing but harm. Really. So let us try just to sit quietly. That's all, nothing more to be done. Let us not have hundreds of sankalpas disturbing our minds. The wish list has to come down. When my wish list comes down, then the real dhyana starts. Isn't that a beautiful point? What do you all say? Do you agree or not?
Yes, they also just sit with self, what you're just saying, Purnimaji. Sit with without any
wish list. Don't have a wish list. Just finish, be done. You sit with how we do. You start with the prayer to God and just sit quietly. And you end with, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. That should do. In that loka, I am included. My family is included. Everything is included. There is no specific, you don't have to do that for God. You don't have, because like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, God can hear the anklets on an ant's feet. Do you have to spell it out to him? He will listen. How will he listen? When you are quiet. When you are quiet, he listens everything. You don't have to give him point 1, 2, 3. These are the jobs for you today. You do this. No, you don't have to do it. See, that is our problem. That is why we are in this checker all the time. We have a lot of things to ask God, and if they don't come true, we lose faith. That's our problem. That had been my problem. I'm sorry, I'm including everyone in this. So now I have understood it is not required at all. You just have to be quiet. Who is God? It is me. When I'm quiet, I'm God. See, that's also another huge revelation that we have to come to. That I am Purnima, no. Nirmala, no. I am Kamala, no. I am Sneha, no. Just I am. That itself is Ishvara. Please wrap our minds around that. Let us do that. That simple I am, the feeling that I exist, that I am, is God. So when I'm able to abide in that presence, I'm in the presence of God. Simple. I don't have to go to any puja room. I don't have to have any deities. I don't have to have any mantras, any japas. Just quietly sit with that abidance in I am. That is God. The mind should not be active in that state. You better not. Because in the presence of God, tatastu will come. So the mind at the right time will give hath. Instead of asking for nitya, it will ask for nidra. You know that happened to Kumbhakarna. No? Ravana wanted him to ask for amaratva. So Ravana wanted Kumbhakarna to also be amara. So he asked for nitya. Give me nityatva. Kumbhakarna was supposed to ask. And then Saraswati Devi came and sat on his tongue and asked for nidra. So that is how the Kumbhakarna started sleeping his entire life. Therefore, in the presence of God, It is better to be quiet, not ask for anything, because I don't know what is good for me. I have no idea of the big picture. Seriously, I have no idea of the big picture. What is good for me today might not be good for me tomorrow. So I better be quiet. That's it. In the presence of God, in the presence of I am, be quiet. That is what happened to Vivekananda when he went to see Mother Kali. He was tongue-tied, which is what should be done for all of us. We should be tongue-tied in front of, mind-tight and tongue-tied in the presence of I am. Right?
We are doing things we don't know why we are. I have a good example for it. Steve Jobs,
yes,
when he was younger, he learned calligraphy. He doesn't know why he learned it at all. But later, you always can join dots only later, not from where you are. So when he was looking back, when he first did his MacBook, he used calligraphy and Windows bought it. So that is why he learned calligraphy.
See?
Like that, everything you're doing, later it will connect. But now you will not know why you're doing.
Yeah. Correct.
You are kept in a particular place for some particular reason. Because we don't know what is on the other side. One boy was doing cross stitch and he was asked to do blue color all the way. And he was bored. He said, I'm not interested in this cross stitch. Then his teacher turned the page and showed him in that was C.
So beautiful pattern what had formed.
Yes. And then there was a star and a full moon in the sky. So the moment he saw that picture, then he eagerly did it.
Yes.
But like that, we are not going to be shown the future.
Mhm.
So we trust God.
We
He
trust.
is doing something for us. Let us do it with dedication. In time, we will know. When you look back, see, so many things you can explain. You can join dots.
Very beautifully
I
said.
am in this class. I don't know, but I am very lucky.
You have spoken for all of us. Yeah. So, yeah, on that note, we can end for the day. Actually, yeah, one more thing I wanted to share. So all the, why am I here? Why am I handed over set of these circumstances? All that we might ask ourselves more and more in the present generation, especially while choosing our life partners. We do. It's a big thing now, no? To know the person beforehand, to date for 1 year and then get married and then see. All that nonsense was not happening in olden times. Maybe our great grandparents, they got married at the age of 11 or 12 or 16 or 17. They didn't even see the face of their partner until the day of the wedding. So I always thought it was what a horrible practice, what a torture it was for them to two strangers to go into life without knowing each other. But then I was reading something and I came across this beautiful explanation. He said, because ancient India always knew that relationships were not the goal of life. Having a happy married life was not the end goal. All relationships are supposed to make you grow. All the relationships are for self-growth. So with that sentiment, the parents never bothered that my daughter should marry the most handsome, most wealthy man. No, that was not at all the purpose. In fact, I want to share a beautiful story that my mother tells me. So she was, her family was a better place than, the family she went to, because there were some 10 siblings. It's a huge family, and the father-in-law was a very bada maestro, like, most a simple teacher who had a very paltry salary and a huge family to take care of. He didn't have a own house and blah blah blah. But yet my grandfather, that is my mother's father, said, and everyone was shocked when my mother's family was fixed with this poor man's family. And so she apparently, somebody asked my grandfather, why are you giving your daughter to such a family? She is educated, she's a teacher and all that, and you're from a better family. So my grandfather said, if that family can feed 10 mouths, they'll feed one more. My daughter will also be fed. I have no problem. That is the kind of thinking that was happening those days. And look at how we think about our children's future. Look at the simplicity. Look at the elevated thought processes that went into life those days, and look at how we have degraded ourselves right now with our quality of life improvement chakkar. Yes or no? So that is the whole point of having a relationship, is for my growth, not to pick holes, not to find fault with others around me. No. That is what the one thing I have to,
There were no divorces. They accepted their predicament.
because it was not
Whatever.
important. See, that is what I'm amazed that it wasn't so important for them at all.
No
It's
reason for
amazing.
divorce. The husband was not the best of the husbands. I'm
No.
sorry to tell you.
Absolutely.
In fact, there will be many times they married them off to, many defective children also.
They didn't think
And
twice about
still,
it.
they just accepted their predicament, and they said, okay, we will be kind, we will be humble, we will share the love. In
Okay.
fact, they were married into the whole family. They were not
Family.
married to that husband at all.
Yeah.
It was the whole family, the brothers, the sisters, the husband, the wife, the whole family, they were married.
Correct.
And the lady was a giver.
Yes.
She
The
gave.
entire ecosystem was designed for one's growth, spiritual growth. It was not to have a happy married life.
Evolution.
Evolution. That is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. That was the beauty of our ancient traditions, which was all towards this. Now we have lost sight of the goal. They hadn't. Not for a moment did they lose sight of the goal. So I'm so glad we are back on track.
Wow.
Not that we are going to give our daughters to all sorts of riffraff, but then understand the spirit of why it was done and how we should tackle our life right now. Yes, Nirmala?
I want one, this thing, you help me out, Purnima. I don't know whether you will remember. So I have been curious, and Prabhuji said FIR. How will you find out that you are really progressing in this
Correct.
path?
FIRE. Yeah.
F is frequency, I is intensity. Third is what? R.
Recovery. RE. Recovery time from disturbances.
Yes.
Reduced.
And what is this frequency, intensity, recovery is? Now, before me, just like this, before I used to get angrier more often.
Correct.
And I used to have intense anger. And now I'm getting angry, but I'm coming back very fast. These are the ways to find out whether you are really on this path or not. This is a self-acid test.
Frequency, intensity. Frequency of getting angry comes down, intensity of the anger comes down, and the recovery time is faster. Earlier, I used to be angry for 2 months. Now I'm coming down to 1 week. So, yeah, that's fantastic. All right. Shall we close for the day? Breakfast time?
Yes, we will close with fire in us.
Close with fire in us. And yeah. Next week, we'll recall all these little points and go with the second shloka, or selected shloka is also on the same lines. So we'll come quickly to the third one, which is amazing. All right. So more waiting for us in the next class. So, Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। हरिः ओम्। श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।